Hello, I am Dr. Anjana Agarwal. I am going to talk food preservation for home science senior secondary level. I will introduce about the food preservation and something or the other you all must be knowing it. This is a very age old practice developed out of scarcity of food, and major reason to use the food preservation at that time to use that preserved food when the food is not available around. And there are various ways to do that. Initially it was started with dehydration. With the passage of time several techniques come in, and today various modern machines, various modern techniques using gas, air, sunlight, heat and other methods are being used. In this we need to learn what is the basic principle, how food preservation is being used and what are the ways to preserve the food, and other things we will learn in this lesson. In this picture you are seeing the potato wafers, which is globally very popular. You keep on eating the potato chips. It can be used fried. Nowadays this large machines and various companies are coming in. These preserved food are self stable, and some of the food products like jams, jelly, papad, pickles can be stored for months together and they do not spoil. During the methodology we need to take care about the how the food is being preserved and how the precautions have to be taken. This is the first principle. Second, take care about the moisture or the water content. This is one thing. Then you need to take care about the pH or the acidity level. You need to take care about the heat. If you store that product in the hot environment, the product will tend to spoil much more faster. I will talk about the why it is so. So let us start the lesson about the food preservation. Food preservation is a form of processing of food to prevent it from the spoilage and making it possible to store in a fit condition for future use. It is a method of prevention of decay or spoilage of food by avoiding contamination by microorganisms and inhibiting enzymatic reactions. And now I will talk about the importance of food preservation. Mainly it increases the shelf life, it adds variety to your meal, it takes care of excess produce, it increases the food supply. Lot of many products are being placed available from one raw product itself. For example, tomato, you have the tomato chutney, you have the tomato pickle, you can have the tomato sauce and variety of things. This is one example here. Preserved food items can be sent to the places far away from the place where it is grown, and they are sent to the places where they are not grown. Makes transportation and storage of food easier because it reduces the bulk. Now it decreases the wastage of food. I told you in the beginning, when surplus amount of food is available in season, when it is harvested, then what to do if it is not preserved? It goes waste because everything at that time cannot be consumed. And in addition, it is a supply for the nutrient, so it decreases the dietary inadequacies. By now you have understood why we are doing food preservation. Now I will tell you about the basic principles of food preservation. Number one, killing the microorganism. They are the one who spoil the food and grow very rapidly. So first principle, we need to kill the microorganism for preservation. Second, you need to prevent or delay the action of microorganisms. If something is there, if you tend to identify, because microorganisms are the tiny creatures which are present all around the world, all in surroundings. If you give the conducive environment, they keep multiplying. So we need to really prevent the action of them. then only we can preserve the food. Then there are enzymes present within the food. We have to stop the action of enzymes by different methods. Now we will talk one by one. First is killing the microorganisms. In this, we need to expose the food to high temperature for different time. That will kill the bacteria. For example, boiling, pasteurization, sterilization, canning, etc. In this, we have the food in something or the other container and we give the high heat treatment to them. And different foods have different temperature range, different timing, all these things are there. For example, milk has a different timing. If you pasteurize the milk, and that will be done at 65 degrees centigrade for half an hour, then high UHT and other things, where if you boil that, you need to boil any product and that will kill the microorganism at 100 degrees centigrade. Then exposing the food to very low temperature. So there are two range of temperature, very high or very low. During that temperature, preservation by cold atmosphere or refrigeration or deep freezing, the microorganisms are not able to multiply fast at low temperature. This is the way. Now, second is preventing or delaying the action of microorganism. Just now I told you at low temperature they are not able to grow. They are not able to survive, they are not able to multiply. So, this can be done in two ways: by providing the protective covering. This way you can pack the food packed in polythene bag or aluminum foil will prevent the entry of air, entry of moisture, which is the causing agent for spoilage, will be prevented and delay the action of microorganisms. Next is lowering the temperature. So, you bring the food and freeze that food. In the picture you can see the peas commonly used in the household level. Frozen peas are available as such in the market also. Next is by raising the temperature or heating the food to various temperatures, you kill the delay the action of air, like you keep on cooking the food on a regular basis. That prevent the action of microorganism, but if you keep the food as such in the open area or in the hot area, the microorganism will again come in and multiply, and the food will be spoiled. So, we will take care by raising the temperature of food and cook it and heat the food and consume it before it gets started spoiling. So, that is a temporary preservation. Next is by adding the chemical. This is not the adding chemical that will spoil the food, but these chemicals are specific ones and known as food preservatives. For example, sodium benzoate, potassium metabisulfite, etc. Now, third principle we are talking about is stopping the action of enzymes. Enzymes, I told you, they are something like, to understand, a chemical compounds present within the food which on conducive environment react with other chemical compound and give a reaction, and it is generally keep on doing it unless it is stopped. When you harvest a food, enzymes still work, and which gives the ripening even after. That is what you see, when after ripening you keep on doing the thing. Then by giving the mild heat treatment known as blanching. In blanching, vegetables are dipped in hot water or exposed to steam for a few minutes. Then they are cooled and the food is blanched. Till now you have understood the importance of food preservation and the principles of food preservation. Now we will talk about the methods of food preservation. In this picture, we have shown you different types of preserved food, how they are kept in a shelf, how they are open, how they are in different jars, and what methods we will normally use for food preservation. Some of the household methods of food preservation can be categorized into 5 ways. First is drying, pickling, making jams, jellies and murabbas, bottling and squashes and freezing. First we will talk about the dehydration. I will try to explain you what is dehydration. I told you in the beginning it is an age old method, and when food is available in surplus, we in the season we tend to dehydrate some fresh food items like potato, cauliflower, etc., and this can be used later on demand. Dehydration usually implies the use of controlled heating with the forced circulation of air. It means the removal of water. I will add something here. Dehydration, just now I told you, is done in a controlled atmosphere, but basic principle here is a removal of water from the food item. That can be done in the sun drying also, shade drying also, but in dehydration that is called drying. That is also a kind of removal of water. When we dehydrate the food, that is done in the controlled atmosphere. This is the basic difference in that. So, dehydration here the steps are being done. Reduced moisture content of food which prevent the growth of microorganisms, then the food product is preserved. Then it is easy to store the product, transport the product due to its reduced weight and bulk. So, dried foods are more easily transported and stored. Now, I will talk about the pickling. Everybody must have seen, heard, and many people love to eat the pickles. What is pickle? The food when it available in surplus, for example in mango season, mango pickles are made. And what is the principle behind? We use normally the spices, oil and salt in large amount, and all these spices have antibacterial properties. Salt in large amount prevent the development of the microorganisms, and oil used in pickle prevent the entry of the air, as I told you in the beginning. That these are the three things which has to be controlled for food preservation. So, in pickle, salt, spices are added to the pickle which draw out the water from the food stuffs, thus prevent the growth of microorganisms. This is a method here. First you wash the vegetable or fruit for whatever you are making it, dry them, cut into the slices on the clean bowl, mix with the salt and spices, place in a dried sterilized container, cover it with salt again or oil, close it with the tight fitting lid and store it. And you can keep this in the sun, and within 15 days, month, it will be ready for the consumption. Now I will talk about the different kind of pickle or jams, jellies. In this part we use large amount of sugar, maybe more than 50% of the weight of the raw material. Generally we make jams and jellies with the fruit, for example apple jam, guava jelly, and this part, fleshy part of the fruit is taken as a pulp with sufficient or measured amount of sugar is added to the mixture, then it is heated to a thick mixture. This is a part of your jams and jellies. We also make the murabbas. Murabbas are made by boiling the fruit in sugar solution till they become soft. These fruits are strained. The strained juice are extracted. Fruit contains the pectin and acid. When acid and pectin mix with the sugar, at that moment the pectin has to be checked. The mixture is boiling to the stage at which it is set to a clear jelly like substance. Here I am going to talk about the squashes. The juice is mixed with the sugar syrup, and the quantity of sugar depends upon the quantity of fruit juice. Squash of lemon, orange, mango, khas and variety of squashes are prepared, and before the summer season starts, because the fruit is easily available. For example, oranges are available in sufficient amount in the winter months, and the squashes are generally consumed in the summer month. This is the power of food preservation. Now we are talking about the sterilization of bottle, which is a very important and prerequisite to food preservation. When the food product is ready, you can see a large big vessel with or the cooker where in some amount of water these empty clean bottles are placed, and this will continue to boil for half an hour. That will kill all the microorganisms, even the spores of them will totally sterilize, no microorganisms is present. They should be kept after that on a fresh clean towel to dry before any food product which has been made to be stored in that. For preserving any product, it is essential that bottle should be properly sterilized. Now I will talk about the freezing. Vegetables in season are of great benefit as they can be available when they are not in season. For example, freezing of peas. This picture will show you how frozen peas are available, can be stored in your household refrigerator in the freezing compartment. This slide will show you the importance of temperature. As the temperature grows high, then it invites the microorganisms and can spoil the food, but the temperature at which food has to be stored varies to food, and storage temperature is of very important. When it is -18, temperature of -18 is recommended for the storage of frozen food. At this temperature, the foods can be stored for a very long time. Thank you.